Happy Halloween! This is COFOH Live Undead. I am your host, Daniel Crosier, and I am joined by the amazing Alix, Moad, and Evan Runkle. Yeah! Something on my face. Hey guys, Alix, hey. Evan, how are you?
Good.
We're doing awesome. Great.
Good. Thanks for coming on the show. You guys got a Kickstarter going on for your new project. It's called Field of Screams. It sounds delightful, very family friendly, right?
Yeah. I think it's a good all ages movie. Bring grandma, bring the baby. Yeah, everybody.
Well, we know babies scream in theaters, especially if
exactly.
With the surround sound that we've got today.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds wonderful. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Alix, Evan. Where do you guys come from, and how did you get into filmmaking?
Yeah, so we're both originally from Iowa. I got my start as an early teen working with this group of guys out of southeastern Iowa called Prescribed Films. All their stuff is very 80s gore inspired. There's Cool. Made blood cannons, a lot of fake limbs, all that good stuff. And that really got me into the DIY spirit of independent filmmaking. Then I went to film school, and that's where I met Alix, my co-director and fiance.
Yeah!
Hey, congrats!
Thank you. Yeah, I had a later start in filmmaking than Evan did. I did one semester of psychology and acting, and I decided that sucked and I didn't like it. So I became a film major instead. And so I started from nothing, square one, and kind of just learned everything over my time in college. And then like Evan said, I met Evan, and then we've just been working on films ever since. We've just been making shorts and working on people's films and writing stuff. And yeah, it's been a journey. It's nice. Been a crazy journey. Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about, the working relationship, on a film. You guys are co-directors, and you handle the writing chores and producing chores too?
Yeah, so I think this is the first thing we've truly co-written together. A lot of stuff we've done in the past, Evan has written, and I'll do a pass or two on. But this is the first thing we've really co-written on other films that we've directed. The way we kind of divide that up is, like I said, I took a semester of acting. But I am really into acting, and I'm really interested in it, and I really love working with actors. So I'm usually the one that'll kind of communicate with actors, and Evan actually knows all of the technical stuff about running a set. So he'll often either communicate with whatever friends we've bullied into running sound and lights, or he'll be the one holding a boom mic in one hand, or shoving a light out of the way. Well,
Okay.
I'm just like, okay, so your motivation here is actually, and he's like being buried by film equipment.
Nice. Well, that's awesome. So it sounds like you guys got a really good, working relationship. Yeah. How did you, come to kind of figure that out? Was it you just kind of dove into like your first short film, or was it just kind of a gradual thing?
Yeah, so I've always been a little more crew focused. When I help out on other sets, I'm usually in like the lighting department. I've done a little bit of camera and sound. And a lot of times on the projects we've done together, there's not really been crew. So it's been me. I think the worst example was a time that I had a boom pole threaded through my belt while I was hand holding a camera and had the sound recorder just off to the side, headphones on.
Wow.
That's what happens when folks are unable to come. So it has been so exciting on this project to have a crew and like very talented crew at that.
Yeah.
We've been blown away.
But yeah, like I think when we were working on our first short, which one was that? Was that The Holy and the Profane? The first one we really like did together?
Probably.
So we did this short about Jesus and the Antichrist dating the same girl.
Nice.
Right,
Another family film.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, my family loved it. And so we kind of just were like, okay, like let's make this together. And we kind of figured out while working on that like I happen to like naturally fall to like one side of directing, and Evan knows a lot more about the other side. And so from there we're like, okay, we can work with this. We can work with this. Let's do this. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's cool. It's great when kind of things fall into place like that.
Mm-hmm.
Makes things so much more so much easier, because being on set, oh my God, that can be such a stressful thing. And,
yeah.
My experience is you kind of want to make it as fun as possible too. Because everybody's there to do creative projects. It's like, if it's not fun, and granted, it's going to be a lot of work, it's like, what's the point? So yeah. Now, man, that's cool. So let's talk a little bit about Field of Screams. Talk to us a little bit about what that is. What is that movie about?
Right. So Field of Screams is about a group of friends who are cleaning out an old farmhouse that belonged to the grandfather of like the main character. Nice. He's died, and they have to go clean out his farmhouse before it like goes up for sale, and they do all the financial legal stuff that happens after death. And so in that process, they come across Billy, who, if anyone watching has been following our socials, is the scarecrow we've been featuring, played by Randy Rockford. Amazing actor and model. And Billy's not super happy. Yeah, there he is. Billy's not super happy that there's a bunch of kids hanging out, cleaning out the house he's lived in, doing drinking and fighting and having their own drama. Right. So he intervenes, and then it gets really interesting from there.
Gets a little heated. You sent over some really fun images, so I'm just gonna kind of slow these guys. He kind of looks like he needs a friend. Granted, at arm's distance, judging by this shot.
Yes, yeah. He's very lonely. He just wants companionship, and the problem is no one told him how to properly do that. So
right. Yeah, you don't go off cutting people's limbs off. Turns out they're very attached to those.
Yeah. Turns out that's not the best way to make a lasting relationship with somebody.
Right. Man, that's cool. So, you moved out of here from Iowa a couple of years ago. Did you find that Colorado is like an ideal setting for something like Field of Screams?
So when we wrote it, when we had the first draft all done, that was when we still lived in Iowa. So there were just like farmhouses everywhere. So we're like, yeah, what an easier place to do that. But then when we moved out here, I would say one of our biggest challenges was finding a nice farmhouse that would let us film there.
Right.
However, Colorado is great, especially in the Denver area, at having so many talented creatives that have been so excited to work on our movie, any movie. Like they are jonesing to be able to show off their stuff.
Cool.
Because we had a couple options of either making it here or trying to go back to Iowa, and the cast and crew options just really kind of made it worth it to stay out here for that.
Yeah, no shade at Iowa. There's
a lot of talented
there's
people
a lot
there
of
too.
talented people in Iowa. But we really benefit from the fact that there is a major US city an hour away from us, and there are so many talented people in their like early 20s who are just like ready to jump right in and ready to get going.
Nice. That's cool. Well, one of your producing partners, right? Gentleman by the name of Calvin Shepard. Yeah, he did a film. Was it Safe House? Was it 1616? Calvin, if you're out there, you can probably correct me if I'm
Safe House 1618.
1618. Okay. Well, I would have gone to the wrong address then.
Right.
You would have been,
yeah, one down.
One down, yeah.
just one down. It's like, oh, there's no activity going on here. Well, what are all those explosions next door?
We kept threatening him to rename this movie to Farmhouse 1618. And he was not having it.
Yeah, he vetoed that pretty fast.
It'd be the 1618 collected universe,
exactly,
right?
Like the Conjuring universe. Yeah,
well, and that's the beautiful thing too with like horror movies, like collected universes. That was the horror genre that did that first, especially with the Universal monsters, back in the 30s and 40s. I think into the early 50s. Yeah.
Yeah, Evan was just going on about that the other day. He was like, horror movies did it first. We had it first.
Horror movies tend to do it first. I hate to say this, but it is accurate. It's either horror films or porn. Porn's usually the first one with technology, and then horror movies are usually the first thing to try out new ideas.
Exactly. My parents are watching, so I'm not going to speak to that too much, but I agree with you. I can agree with that point in an intellectual way.
There you go. Just say, Mom, Dad, we've had this discussion in film school, and these are the things that we debate about.
Look, Mom, you guys were excited when I said I was going to be a film major. Oh, God.
Mom says it's all good. She's fine. You're an adult.
We've got the blessing from my mom. Incredible.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that means we can just talk about pornography for the rest of this stream, right? That's
we certainly can. I'm interested to learn about the art of pornography from the lens of somebody that's probably half my age.
Oh.
Probably the weirdest thing to happen to me in film school was just a string of silent films were going on behind my professor, and then it got to silent film pornography, and no one was paying attention anymore after that started.
Yeah, you usually get drawn into the subtext, right?
Yeah, it's a little harder when it's quiet, though, when there's no words.
Yeah, that's always fun. The amount we talked about porn and film theory in criticism class. Yeah, and your mom just said, "Yeah, talk freely," So more of a blessing. It just keeps continuing. It's
incredible.
She seems very supportive.
Yeah.
Was she supportive of you going to film school, Alix?
Yes. So I was a kid who didn't really know what I wanted to do. I really wanted to be a writer. And then
cool.
when I got to like my senior year, I started being like, okay, but what do I want to do as a day job while I'm like writing? And so I pitched to my parents. I was like, I think I'm going to go to cosmetology school. And like my mom sat me down in front of her like hairstylist who'd been doing it for decades. And her hairstylist was like, do not go to cosmetology school. Don't just go to college. Don't do it. I was like, okay.
Right.
So like,
nice.
First of all, they were like, oh God, she's going to college. Okay.
They gave you an intervention.
Yeah. She was like, please just go to college. Please just go to college. I'm also the oldest, so I think maybe she was like, oh, if this one doesn't go to college, are the other three gonna not go?
Right. You gotta set the standard. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, I became a film major my second semester there.
Cool.
And I think my parents were like surprised because like, I mean, I'd been into like photography and like I've been a writer and I had a little interest in screenwriting in high school, but I just didn't really have enough like information to like really dig into it and start doing it.
Right.
But they've both always been like, do what you love, follow your dreams. They're both teachers. And they both went into teaching because they love teaching and it's a hard profession to be in. Yeah. And the only reason they're there is because they love doing it. So they were like, we don't care about you being like that. Like we don't need you to go to college and be a doctor, an engineer, or something like that. Just go and do what's gonna make you happy. Follow your dreams. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go to film school, and I'm gonna learn how to make movies. And they've been incredibly supportive. Like any time a film of mine has been in like a film festival. Like we had a great film festival in my hometown in Burlington, Iowa, called Snake Alley Film Festival, and they went like every single time. I think I had 2 movies over the years in that. One of them we worked on together.
Yeah.
But yeah, they went to that. They've shown up for whatever other ones in Iowa they were able to. 2 or 3 weeks ago when we were like kind of in the slump of the Kickstarter, I called my mom like in a just mental crisis being like, Mom, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if we can do it. And she was like, what are you talking about? Like, you're gonna do it. Why is this even a problem? Like, I know you can do it. She like, obviously she wasn't like, stop crying. But she was like, you don't need to be this worried about this because I've seen what you can do and I know that you can do this. Yeah. Like they're both incredibly supportive. They're my biggest cheerleaders.
Oh, that's cool. It's great to have that kind of support. It looks like that's my daughter and my future son-in-law. All right.
That's my dad's go-to social media phrases. That's my daughter.
That's what.
As if he's surprised every time.
Handle, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. Evan, with your family, did you find support in filmmaking early on?
Yeah, I did actually. Even though they were surprised because it's not something that made much sense to them, I was able to drag both of them into it growing up. They would both come and help out when I was working on splatter gore movies with the guys out of Iowa, and my dad would help take apart their lights and fix them since he's an electrician.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and my mom would help out with food, makeup, all that kind of fun little stuff. Just being drug into it, but helping out along the way.
And they've been super
and they've been
with this.
Yeah, very supportive.
Yeah, they've both read the script, and I remember I went out to like he was working, and like his dad had just finished reading the script, and he was like, dude, let's go get beers. Let's go get a beer and talk about the script. I was like, okay. He was like That's awesome. In. He was just so ready to talk about it. He was like, I love this script. I'm like, thank you, Neil. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome that you had such a a great foundation of support, from friends and family, like that, because sometimes family members, understandably so, they don't understand. They fear for you. They want the best for you. It's like, are you sure? Yeah. Alix, to your point, you could have had somebody that, go be a doctor, go be, or your mom posted psychology, right? Doing that. I mean, that only lasted, I think, a semester, as we talked earlier on before we went live.
Yeah.
So that can be pretty intense. Now you've got Field of Screams, you've got your producing partner with Calvin, and you've got your Kickstarter, which do you want to tell everybody the good news that happened today with the Kickstarter?
Yeah. So as of today, our Kickstarter is 100% funded. We've reached our goal of 7,000. We still have 6 more days to go to reach our first stretch goal of $8,000. But yeah, we're like speechless. Just I said, like weeks ago, I was having emotional breakdowns. Like, I can't do it. We can't do it. And like, we're here. And like, there's been such an incredible outpouring of support. Like you were saying, like, not only are our families so incredibly supportive, like so many of his extended family members have been like, Evan's making a movie. Oh my God, where can I give money? Where can I help? Our friends, all of our friends who we dragged onto film sets and like threw sound and lighting equipment at have like supported us. And a bunch of people we've never even met before have like come out and been like, this project is really cool. Love what you guys are doing. Calvin also has such a great like support system with like people he knows around here, and those people have been amazing. It's an overwhelming amount of gratitude that leaves me speechless.
That's cool. Yeah, you got a lot of great comments coming in. You guys are killing it. So
thank you. Woohoo. Calvin, I said that already.
Yeah. No, this is fantastic. This is probably a good moment too to for everybody that's tuning in who hasn't gone to the Kickstarter yet, and don't go there now. Wait until after the interview, but definitely lend your support if you haven't already. But let's cue up the teaser trailer that you guys put together. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The videography on there is absolutely wonderful. Let me take these off real quick, because that can be a little distracting. But in the teaser, can you kind of cue it up, talk about it? Because have you already started filming the movie, and this is from that, or did you just like shoot some scenes just to give it a flavor?
Yeah. So for the concept trailer, we just kind of shot a few scenes. Something that we've been doing is getting together with our actors and doing some photo shoots with them, kind of in character. Just one, to have stuff to show off to people, but two, to really make it so the actors feel the part before we get there. And some of that's this. A lot of it was so we could have something to give folks the idea of what the movie's going to be. Right. Vibe like, I guess not so much what it'll be about.
Vibe wise, there are like lines directly taken from the script that are in the movie, but like none of the scenes are necessarily like from the movie. It's just it's very vibey. It's very like, this is just like a little taste of what you can expect. And we unfortunately didn't get together with Randy, who's playing Billy for this one. because he was in New York at like a modeling camp. But another one of our amazing Scarecrow actors, Zooge, stepped in like a superhero.
Cool.
And then Garrett Brady, who
he's
is
our DP.
Yeah, he
and our colorist.
Yeah.
And for this, he did the score.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
he shot
Yeah.
this, edited it,
Right?
colored it, and composed the score all in the same week. He's an absolute monster.
Nice.
He's
Nice.
crazy.
Yeah, I think no one in that concept trailer plays what is actually the characters. Like, I'm in it.
Yeah. You will not be in the final movie.
Right. Both of our voices are in there. Yeah, so not quite from the movie.
Very cool. Well, let's get this baby rolling.
I ain't ever gonna sell this. The Connollys will never own this land, never.
Good thing he finally kicked it. I was getting ready to kill the old man myself.
Killer scarecrows? You guys are fucking with me.
Oh, that looks absolutely amazing.
I've
Very
seen it
cool.
like 100 times, and I'm still sitting here like, oh my gosh, look at it.
That's a great feeling to have if you can sit through that so long and it still, gets you excited, right?
Yeah, it gets me excited, and I don't need to be sold on the project, so.
That's cool. Talk to us a little bit about the campaign. For those who haven't visited the Kickstarter yet, what kind of incentives do you have?
That is a great question that I am preparing the answer for right now. But so the Kickstarter's been running since October 1st. We wanted to be able to like run it all the way through October since it's like a scary movie. But we didn't want to end it on Halloween because we were like, no one's gonna care about this on Halloween. So we're running until November 5th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to give people a little more time to contribute. We've got some really cool rewards, I think, as the person who made the rewards. So we've had a couple that have been really popular. One of our most popular ones has been See Beyond the Veil, which is the tier where you get a social media shout out, exclusive behind the scenes photos, and once the movie's done, you'll get a private link to the movie. So you'll get to watch it no matter what happens to it after that, no matter like who we sell it to, God willing, that happens. And so that's been pretty popular. The killer combo has been pretty popular as well. That one's cool because not only do you get all of those things I just mentioned, you also get a digital copy of the screenplay and you get a special thanks in the credits of the movie.
Cool.
So
Cool.
Your name is in the movie. $65 and $85 tiers. Those two are particularly special to us. The $85 tier is where you get like a t-shirt. The $65 tier is where you get a poster. And we actually got to work with a couple friends of ours who are artists that we've known for a couple years. And they made these amazing poster designs for us. which
Right.
you can see on our Instagram page. But yeah, they're both really good. Noel McPhail
And Brandy Martlet.
yes, yeah, amazing artists, the sweetest people. But those tiers are very special to me because it's kind of
That's
where
cool.
people get their art, and I'm really excited for that. And then we have some like our higher tiers are at like 150, which we still have 4. That's a limited quantity tier, and we have 4 spots in the 150 tier. And what's exciting about that tier is that you will get a producer credit if you back at that level.
Nice.
The same can be said of the $300 tier, but we are out of the $300 tier. We are sold out of it.
That's pretty encouraging to have that.
Yes, yeah. So which has been incredible in its own right.
Cool.
So yeah, like we tried to keep a lot of things digital, so we weren't in our house packing up a bunch of physical things to send to people because we don't have anyone to do that for us. But yeah, we've got the cool T-shirt, which we just released the T-shirt design today, also on Instagram.
Ooh,
cool. Yes, we were initially just going to do the title of the movie, like on a black T-shirt. But actually, one of the pictures you shared earlier with Billy holding the scythe, the T-shirt design is that one in black and white, and then it says Field of Screams.
Nice. Kind of like this?
No, where he's in the sunflower field, and he's got like the like his hands like raised up. We took a lot of pictures with him. Yes, this. Yeah.
I like to call that one the Texas Chainsaw picture because it makes me think of when they're holding that chainsaw up in the air and when it gets hit by lightning in that promo.
Oh, right.
Yes. But yeah,
Cool.
that's kind of the cool stuff that we've got with the Kickstarter. Not to pimp a tier we don't have available, but one of my favorite things is our $300 tier. You get your picture in the movie.
Cool.
That'll be that I just really like, and I just want to talk about it, and I guess rub it in people's faces for not getting to do it. And we have add-ons too, so you can like separately add on the T-shirts or the posters, as long as you're pledged at a tier that already gives you physical rewards. We do have pins. We do have a pin design that Evan worked very hard on. It's very cute. And then our most, I think our most popular add-on so far has maybe been one we came up with at the last minute, where I will record a like virtual tarot reading for people. Yeah, it's $25. Yeah, it's $25, and I'll do like a virtual tarot reading, and then like you get to keep that video forever. So
yeah,
I'll just send you the video and you'll have that. Yeah, it's been a weirdly big hit. Like I was surprised when people started picking it up.
Nice.
Wow. But
that sounds amazing. Yeah. So these are all things that you can go to the Kickstarter right now and find. Obviously, wait till the end of this broadcast to go, but definitely go and pledge your support because this sounds like an amazing project.
Thank you.
Not to be a little full of myself, but it is a very amazing project. I'm very proud of it. I'm proud of.
What's nice is we can say that we like it without being conceited because we just love the people working on it so much.
Yeah.
And really, that's why it's so great.
Well, this we wouldn't be anywhere with this without truly without everybody working on it. Like our producer, our DP, all of our actors who've been busting their tails to get us like funding and have been willing to like run around Denver with us while we take pictures of them. And we just have an incredible team, and it's making this movie more incredible than it would be without them.
That's cool. With this, Kickstarter and everything being successful. What's the forecast? When do you guys start, getting things in front of the camera? When do you start shooting?
Yeah, so our shooting schedule is the last 2 weekends of May and the first weekend of June.
In 2024.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little further out. We wanted to fundraise now while we could capitalize on spooky season.
Right.
But since there's a lot of outdoor stuff kind of written into the movie, we were like, well, this has to be at a time when Colorado's not covered in snow. So
hopefully.
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. But yeah, May 2024 into June 2024. I'm not publicly going to make any promises about when it'll be available, but we are hoping for a quick turnaround.
Cool.
Yeah, our producer in the comments has been riding us for that quick turnaround. So
yeah. Right.
So for him, we're gonna try.
We're gonna try our best.
Do you hear that, Calvin? We're doing it for you.
That's right.
No, that's awesome. It is, spooky season. What a great thing to, throw out there for people to get behind, to support and everything like that. Now, tomorrow's Halloween. What are you two as a couple going to do to celebrate that?
We kind of did a lot of our Halloween stuff already.
Yeah.
Since this October was nice and had a Friday the 13th in it, we got together with Calvin, some of the members of the crew, some friends, had a nice little party at his place.
Yeah, we were Wednesday Addams and Thing, which meant that I fully dressed up as Wednesday Addams, and he put a box around his hand, and he was in his costume.
It made it hard to eat and drink, so it was equal.
Yeah.
A little minimalism there, huh?
Yeah.
I think honestly, and I'm going to say this publicly, so the pressure's on, I think we might go see Five Nights at Freddy's tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Movie
Nice.
sweeping the nation.
Yes.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes, it is sweeping the nation. Don't get me into this. No, I really like scary movies. We both like scary movies, but we live in a college town and it's really cold. So going out to the bars feels ill-advised. So I'm probably going to make you go see that movie is what I think we'll do. Yeah.
Of all movies.
Sounds like a fun one.
Exactly.
At the house handing out treats to the neighborhood kids. So
yeah, we live in an apartment, so that's not really a thing in our apartment complex. But yeah.
Nice. Well, that'll be exciting. As you are filmmakers and everything, of course, you're fans first. What's your go-to horror movie, and for that matter, horror novel?
Okay.
I'm gonna let you think about that a little bit, because this means I get to talk about Nosferatu.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, which I love. I love like Joe Hill. Which is funny because my first horror books were, aside from Goosebumps, like when I got into middle school and I started getting into like more like adult horror books with Stephen King. And then I stumbled upon Joe Hill, and at some point I was like, oh, Joe Hill's his kid. This makes sense why I love this so much. Like, Nosferatu.
Apple in the tree analogy.
Exactly. I love Nosferatu. As you can guess from the title, it's kind of a vampire story, but a little different. And there's a lot of things I love about it. Part of what I love about it is how grounded it is, where there's a lot of magic happening, but it's all very much set in like kind of a grounded, gritty reality, day-to-day life. I love vampires. I love the like take on the vampire of being more of like an energy vampire. And without like spoiling a decently cool part of the book, it ties in with a lot of Stephen King's work in kind of an extended universe way.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. Yeah, it's very, very cool. I didn't see it coming. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's really fun. That's awesome. So yeah, Nose 4A2 is probably like my go-to horror novel. And at least recently, the answers changed over the years, obviously, but I'd say recently my go-to horror movie is Mandy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
like this for anyone who's not familiar, because I often say this and then people are like, what the hell is that? It stars Nicolas Cage. It's this couple that like lives out in the woods in like the 70s, and they like run a convenience store, and they that's just their lives. They live in the woods, they run the convenience store, they like make art and read poetry, and they're just like delightful hippies living off the grid. And then a like small cult rolls through their part of town, and the cult leader gets really interested in Mandy, and it kind of goes bad from there. It's if you're a fan of Nicolas Cage, it's got some really like classic over the top Nicolas Cage moments in a way that
very much so. Yeah.
is very effective, where sometimes it can be really silly. It's the kind of movie where, because it's so intense, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. This totally makes sense that you'd be doing this right now. But it's like, it's gorgeous, and it's absolutely gorgeous to look at. It's gory. I really love gory movies. It's dramatic. It's like, it's so good. It's just so good. I can't say enough good stuff about it.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that movie to me is like the side of an Astro van that's been painted, just brought to screen.
No, that very much is. It's kind of that slow burn prog rock, epic. Like if King Crimson were to do a horror movie, that's what it is.
Honestly, yeah, like not even. That's a good pull.
Yeah, that's it's such a fun watch, and I usually do it with like two fisting a bunch of coffees, and just
okay,
just sitting there getting through it, and it's visually just kind of arresting, and then it's so the music and kind of that feel, because it's, even though it's a horror movie, there's those fantasy elements to it, specifically with the soundtrack that just kind of inform what the visuals are. And I absolutely love that movie. And then just Nicolas Cage being nuts in that film.
Absolutely unhinged in the best way.
I would hope that there's some kind of existential sequel to it. Never a direct one, because I don't think that could exist.
Yeah,
but
like a
maybe,
sister movie.
Yeah, some kind of sister movie where something similar happens to somebody else, or like a continuation of, like a sister cult going off, and I don't know, they do something else weird, and all of a sudden it's a post-apocalyptic landscape. It's like, where the fuck did this happen?
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
How about you, Evan? What's your go-tos?
Yeah, all that Stephen King talk was bringing to mind my favorite, Salem's Lot. I think
cool.
That's my favorite vampire depiction, probably, is in that book. Nice. I also got to name drop the John Dies at the End book series.
Yes.
Those get wild.
Cool.
Like, I love a good blend of goofiness with scary, so that's right up my alley there. As far as movies go, I kind of have a tie for the top with horror movies with The Strangers and Trick or Treat.
Oh
Two
yeah, the
wildly
the
different movies.
anthology from
Yeah.
Michael Dougherty, right?
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
those
Yeah.
coincidentally both masked figures like ours.
Lot of inspiration from both of those
The
movies.
whole time we were designing our scarecrow, we were like, okay, we got to step it back. That is too much like Sam from Trick or Treat. Let's bring it in.
I will say functionally, the way that the mask works is wholly based on the only reason we got to that point was because we were watching like a behind the scenes feature for Trick or Treat, and we watched them like take the mask off the little kid. I was like, it's like, that's how we do it. That's how we do it.
Nice.
Because we're not
Nice.
costume people. Like, we don't know. And I was like,
Right.
There we go.
Oh,
Anyway,
that's
these
so
are your,
cool.
it's your
Oh,
movie.
no.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I just oh, go ahead. I don't even know what to say about them. They are so they're just so good.
Yeah.
Both those
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great to see like how other films, how other projects kind of came together, and kind of inform what you do and how to go about tackling stuff, and then you kind of learn new tricks along the way too. So that's cool. And of course, my hat's off to you guys, because making a feature film, not an easy task at all. There's so many disciplines and personalities and talents that need to work in concert with one another. So, kudos for endeavoring in such a project, because it's going to be fucking cool.
It's
So,
gonna be sick. And it's only gonna be sick because of the people we've been able to get. Like,
nice.
I can't say it enough.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, Alix, Evan, thanks for being so generous with your time, coming on, talking about, your project, about, Field of Screams. And, for everybody out there who hasn't contributed, make sure you do so. After this broadcast, the URL is scrolling down below. So make sure you get a screenshot of that. And go to the Kickstarter and contribute and support these amazing filmmakers, and see their art, their dream come to life in such a screaming, delightful way, right? Because
yes,
goddamn it,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
and we need more great art in Colorado, especially, and to be shared with the world, no doubt. So. Alix, Evan, stick around for a few minutes, but again, thanks so much for coming on. Where else can people find you and follow you as Field of Screams progresses?
So you can find us on Instagram at Field of Screams Film. You can also find us on TikTok, but Instagram is going to be, that face is correct. But Instagram is where we do our updates, and that is the most up-to-date information. You can follow me personally at Modest Mug on Instagram.
And I'm under Evrun42.
Or you could search his name.
Yeah.
It'll come up. Something that makes more sense.
we do also have a Facebook.
Yeah, we do.
A lot of that is Instagram being connected with Facebook. All that stuff just ends up also on Facebook. So
but that's Field of Screams
works out.
Film on Facebook as well, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
So Field of Screams Film, you can find us Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can find our personals on Instagram. You can find Evan's personal on Facebook if you really want to.
I suppose. The reason we had to put film at the end of everything is a regionally popular haunted field house in Pennsylvania goes by that.
So
I think there might be one also in Colorado that we
Yes.
heard about
There is.
way more recently than we named our movie.
Yeah.
But the name's right there, so
That's,
we were
that's-
asking for it.
yeah.
Well, that's cool. Awesome, guys. Thanks again. And make sure support these amazing people. And they're about ready to get married too. So, hopefully
Hey.
hopefully the wedding will be on
Opa.
set or something,
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
there
that's
you
what
go.
we're planning.
Yeah.
Add one more thing to the list.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a new, new tier for the Kickstarter too. It's like, hey, come to the wedding. It'll be part of the film.
Yeah, we'll just invite people to the actual wedding. We'll be like, hey, if you give us this much money, you just come to our wedding. Just do it.
There you
It's
go. There you go. your mom just commented, "Opa!"
Yeah, she's Greek, so we're very
There you go. Oh, fantastic. All right, guys. Stick around for a few minutes, but again, thanks so much. And to our sponsors, to Mutiny Information Cafe, if you're going to start a revolution, make sure you're caffeinated. And of course, our friends at Hellfire Entertainment, thanks for rebroadcasting us on your social media. To our friends at Groovy TV, and of course to Alien Donut Films and Angela Joseph Productions. Thanks so much to Bill and Angela for supporting us. And to my producers, Lily Fisher, Amanda Armstrong, and Stefan Santa Cruz. Thanks so much, guys. And to everybody out there, of course, happy Halloween. Be good, be safe. Help each other out during tough times. And stay spooky, everyone.